I'm showing her computer screen again.
Yeah, now it's up.
Cool video, but no audio.
Yeah, there's no sound.
Oh no. I messed up.
Let that go in.
Okay, I turned it off.
Oh, I guess I'm supposed to introduce everybody now. I'm sitting there spacing. Hi, everybody. My name's Barb Whitlow from Enlightened Souls Paranormal, and my teammates are Alicia McFadden and Mark Lee, and our camera person is Cameron, and we also have another camera person, and his name is Alex Kramer. There he is.
Here I am.
And then my husband every once in a while does the camera. His name's Mike Whitlow. He's not here. So, and me. Now we have a special guest named Wayne from the UK.
And we have a special cameo.
There he is. That's Wayne.
Hi, everyone.
And we'll be talking to him about his experiences over in the UK. I'm sorry about the little baby.
Yeah, you might have to mute.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I'm going to mute the mic.
So, Wayne, how did you get interested or started into the paranormal? What started it all for you?
When I was about a young age, Goosebumps. You ever heard of the film and TV and the books called Goosebumps by R.L. Stein? For me, it's always been there. It's always been a part of me. The paranormal, the supernatural, the unexplained, what ifs and what is. Question everything. That sort of life. So I've been like that for my whole entire existence. I've always been into the paranormal, and for me, it was all started off, like I said, with stories and tales and legends, and then you sort of look into it a bit more. And I've never done Facebook, I've never done social media, never. It's always been private or my own sort of personal, private topic, because not everyone is into this, what I'm into. When me growing up, it was very hard to talk about what I was into because most of my mates weren't into this, so it's hard to share experiences and stuff. So, but in 2020, I'm married, got a wife and my children and stuff. But in 2020, I wanted to leap out there and just open up and then just go for it, And with support of my friends and family, this is why I'm today. I'm a paranormal investigator. I own my own team, and we do quite a lot of work in the UK. So yeah, and now venturing to Australia and USA, and Canada. So yeah,
that's awesome.
So yeah.
So how many people are on your team? How many people were with you when you started?
When I started, only 3. Me, my daughter, and my son-in-law. And then now today we have 9 members, and most of them are my family. My mum's on my team. She's a very important person to myself, and for her to be involved in my dream and what my experiences are as well, and what I wanted to try and achieve in life, it's quite important that she's on that journey with me. My sister as well, and my other brother is on my team. My wife is on my team, so my wife's co-owner with me. And then I've got friends around the country. I've got someone in Wales called Karen, amazing woman. She's like a second mum to me. Absolutely wonderful woman. And then I've got another woman called Zoe, and she runs my mental health group. and she does modeling on the page as well. So it's good. I've got a good team. Oh, and I've got my brother's girlfriend Casey. She's on the team as well. So, but unfortunately, my son-in-law and my daughter is not on my team no more. They had family life sort of thing to get on with, so they've left. So, but you always get people joining and leaving. It's just how it is, and everyone that has been a part of my team is more than welcome to come back at any time. So
That's awesome. So where's like the very first location that you ever investigated?
would be my favorite location. It would be Beaumont Park, an old Victorian park built in 1883. It is an amazing place. I say to anyone out there, it's only been investigated by 4 teams that I know of. It's hardly touched, and it is the most amazing location you can ever go to. It's got so much energy there. Like the whole place, you can walk through it and you can feel it, and I'll go there. I've been to that park like 100 times, I'll go there for about 20 or 30 times for investigations, but the other times it's with my family. We go there for days out, picnics, and go in the park and play and stuff like that, but the energy there is amazing, and it's got different levels of energy as well. You got the top part that it's all light, it's all loving energy, it's all like light and just feels great, you know what I mean? But when you go down deeper in the dark and into the depths, it gets heavier, and at the bottom is where it's like proper suffocating. And but yeah, it's just an amazing place, and it goes right, like I say, right back to 1883. There's been some deaths there. There's been a drowning of a young girl. There's been suicides there in recent as well. Linked to witchcraft and to battles and war as well. So it's got everything in one little space.
That's amazing.
I was going to ask you if that's where those bomb shelters were, because I watched you live. And you went
the World War II shelters where the public used to get under the roads, or it wasn't roads back then, but they used to get under these tunnels. So when the bombs hit, it's like protection blasts from that.
So where's the scariest place you ever went when you had like something that just made the hair stand up on your arms?
Probably Wombwell Woods near Barnsley. It's a place where I would never go there again, I don't think. It's everything, it's the fear of, that was heavy. As soon as you hit in those woods, thick, dense woods, you felt like you were being watched. As soon as you got out of the car, actually, it felt like you were being watched. Like, I always believe spirit knows that you're going to be there before you're there. In a sense, they feel that energy, or they know that you're going to be there. And in Wombwell Woods, it's got a tale behind it called the Beast of Wombwell. And this beast is actually a man. And what it is, he killed his wife. She was pregnant with another man's baby, and he murdered her. It's actually a true story, actually. This is actually in the press. And he buried her in those woods when they found her in those woods. And what it is, he tried to commit suicide multiple occasions, and he failed until the last one, where he used a drill and he committed suicide with a drill, and he killed himself in those woods. And he's known to roam those woods. And we didn't really get much of him when we were there, but it was just the heaviness of that place. It's very like Blair Witch sort of feeling there, very dark. And it's no place I've been like that before. Never.
So like you feel like you're being watched when you get out of the car, but once you get into the woods, did you feel like it was more than that? Did you feel like you were being stalked or hunted?
Oh, yeah. All the time. I mean, my team, I went with a psychic medium. I went with my wife, me, and a few other people, and a guest came as well. And I'm not being funny, guys. Like, we had to stand in a circle back to each other because we didn't know where to look. You know what I mean? It was scary, and we weren't there long. I mean, we meant to do like an hour and a half, 2 hours. We was there for like 40, 50 minutes.
Has any of you been bit or scratched or?
Yeah, I have been scratched, and it wasn't amazing because it was a bit worrying, but it felt good. It was like, yeah, I got scratched, got evidence. You know, wow, look at this.
Wow.
But that was at Beaumont Park. We went down to the bottom and we did the Ouija board down there.
Oh boy.
And the number 17 came out. Everything matched except from number 17. No one knew what the number 17 was. I had no idea. Had no references, nothing. So the next day I woke up, came downstairs, got a coffee and some cereal. And I went to my wife. I was like, my back's really sore. What's up in my neck and my shoulder? It burns. Took my top off and there was 17 scratches on my neck going down to my shoulder on this side here.
And see, I had a spirit scratch me with 2 marks on my back shoulder blade. And when it scratched me, it literally felt like
hot iron.
2 soldering irons going across my back. Yes.
Yeah, that's how it felt. I felt like I had to go into the shower and spray cold water on because it was burning. I literally, it was agony, like really sore.
I burnt for like 3 days, and then I went down here to the Catholic Church, and the priest had me take my shirt off, and he put holy water on them.
Wow.
So it burning immediately.
That's mental. I've never had that though. Like that was like probably demonic or on that level.
It was just a spirit. Do we think? I don't know. Barb, what do you think? Or Alicia, were you there, Alicia?
No, I wasn't.
Barb, what do you think, man? Do you think that was Ryan that scratched me? Or do you think it was the witch thing that?
You know, every time, like when Tammy mentioned Jen and everything, I think you probably have something. Because also, like at our trailer, our previous home, he got choked. And Jen's are the most powerful to do that.
Yeah.
So along the lines, Mark, you made something mad. Spirit mad. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Wayne, when it choked me, it didn't feel like this. It felt like this.
Yeah.
A military choke.
Mm-hmm. Like his air pipe. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was just squeezing my larynx.
That's mental.
Yeah.
So did you have an attachment after that, Wayne?
Me?
Yeah.
I've always had one. I've always had Helen was my old psychic medium. She's not on my team no more. We're still talking stuff, but she said I've always had an attachment, and it's before I even done my ghost hunting. This spirit's been with me for a long time, and he's a hooded figure. She said that he shows no face, but he's there with me, and he's been with me for many years.
Like your spirit guide?
No.
Okay.
No, she doesn't feel like it's not there to protect me, but it's got used to me.
Okay.
So she feels like something that I've never done nothing like this before my team started. So I've never done no ghost hunts or paranormal investigations. I've never done nothing, in the spirit world before doing this. So she reckons it's something that I probably picked up through my life, or I've gone to a location as a teenager or whatever, and it's sort of picked it up, and it's been with me through all my life, and it's still with me now. But
so go ahead.
Go on. Sorry.
No, you can go ahead and finish. I was going to ask another question after that.
Yeah, I've always felt like a presence, but I never felt like, I've always thought it'd be like my loved one, or like you said, a spirit guide or diabetes like that. But obviously it's not. and she says it's still there. It's still with me. So, but it won't do no harm to me. She said, like, it's nothing like on that level. It's just there. It's just with me. So it probably explains why my mental health is always like a roller coaster. You know, like it's never stable. It's always up or down. I've never been stable with my mental health. So who knows? I'm not a psychic medium. I'm going to just take a word for it, you know.
So you think the attachment makes your mental health go up and down?
Yeah, I if you got attachment, you know, it depends what sort of a level it is. You know, if it's a really negative one, then yeah, I reckon it does play with your mental health, and not just that, but your day-to-day life. You know what I mean? Like everything bad goes wrong in your life. You know, bad luck and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, I think it can affect it. I think it's all negativity. You know, and negativity spreads, and it can seek into yourself. So, that's what I believe. You know, I believe negativity is it's all around us. You know, it's down to us to work on the positivity within ourselves.
Well,
Also, you know, when you have like that happening too, and you're in a relationship and you start screaming, yelling, hollering, it brings out
Exactly.
more of the bad spirits, and it causes relationship problems as well.
Oh yeah, definitely,
it's-
and exactly that.
Yeah, so we all gotta. What does your team do before you go on an investigation? Do you pray? What do you do?
We do a white prayer. Karen on my team, like I say, she's like a second mum to me. She always makes sure that I'm protected and I'm safe. I have crystals as well. I've got tons of crystals. Like I've got so many crystals, like it's crazy. I could open my own shop up. But I take some crystals with me. I make sure I say a white prayer. I say the Lord's Prayer as well. And I basically make sure that I'm 100% protected. I've got sage as well. And I make sure that I've always got a cross with me as well, or the Bible is in my, just in case, you know, so that extra protection, because you never know who you're going to contact that night. You've got no idea, you know. So I always make sure that I'm protected. The white prayer is pretty good, you know. And yeah, I just go, and that's what I do. But my team always gets me in that mind as well. So I meditate quite a bit. So I do that as well beforehand. And it's always preparing yourself, you know, make sure you're highly protected before going out.
What is a white prayer?
A white prayer or light prayer, or it's basically like you can Google them. You know, Karen got one. I'm not sure where she got it from, but it's like a little script that you read, and it basically says about Lord Jesus and the holy white light. Please protect, and you got to basically close your eyes, and you got to like pretend that you're in this white bubble, like this white cocoon, and that's your space, that's your area. No darkness can enter that white light is powerful, you know, and stuff like that. So I mean, it took me a while to learn it, and it took me a while sort of like to understand the white light, you know, and because when I close my eyes, I can't see white light, it's all dark. Okay, because that's what it is. I mean, you used to see darkness, so I can't imagine white light. That's why my team used to shine torches on my face, so I can just imagine the white light, you know, sort of thing. So, but yeah, it's all about learning, and more you do in the field, the more you learn, and the more you adapt, and it's all about experience as well.
So, what is the Norse prayer? You said Norse, right?
No. I said Lord prayer.
Oh, okay, Lord prayer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So. Oh, do you want me to say it? Sorry.
You can if you'd like.
I only know bits and bobs of it. I need words or a script, but it's like Our Father that are in heaven, hallowed be our name, our kingdom come. Yeah, so that Lord prayer. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
common one.
Well, I
So
can tell
what
you right now, Wayne, I can tell you right now that if attachments affect your mental status, Barb must have 50 of them. Just kidding. Just kidding.
You're gonna get it. You're over there and not here. Got a backhand.
Me and Barb go at each other all the time, Wayne. It's okay.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's
Actually,
cool.
I'll introduce you to my husband. He does the camera too. This is Mike Whitlow.
Hey, Maddie.
What's happening?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
There y'all are. Yeah, I'm the Facebook Live guy.
Yeah, he does the Facebook Live. So that's our whole team.
Oh, amazing. My team's asleep.
Yeah, thank
Oh.
you again for coming on this.
Yeah, it's right there.
And thank you
Nah,
so
you're welcome,
much.
guys. You're welcome. You're welcome.
So as far as seeing like a full apparition, what's the best apparition you've ever seen?
Me personally, I don't know. I don't know because I had to question it if it was an apparition or was it actual person. We got a bit of a canal here, a stretch of a canal that is quite eerie, and through Manchester, through Yorkshire, and down to, I think it's down to South Yorkshire. I think it was. I have to double check, but I think it was South Yorkshire. There's a vast stretch of a canal, and you can walk it. Right, massive canal it is. And there was a guy that went around called the Canal Pusher, and he murdered his victims by pushing them into the canal and watching them drowned. Right, and he never got caught. Never. They had him on CCTV, but they could never identify him, or So I went for an investigation. This is years ago. This is like 10, 20 years ago. So I went for an investigation on this canal, on a little bit of canal in like where I live, and I went on the Paratech, and the water connections came out, like drowning, water, and wet, and it all came out on the Paratech. And then a dog barked through the necrophonics, like we heard barking, and someone picked up on a big dog, like a big beast of a dog. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting, And then a man came through, and this man died in that canal, but he wasn't pushed. He was murdered, and he was cut up and put in a black bag.
Oh wow!
I done a research on that canal, and where I was, a man actually got cut up and put in a bag.
Oh my God!
In that canal. So that was interesting, and apparently he had a dog. So as I've done the investigation, I went under the tunnel, done a bit in the tunnel of the canal, and then I heard a man and a dog. I'm by myself, I do a lot of investigations by myself. So I went out and I thought, you know what, I'm going to just go now. I'm going to walk away just in case, it's actually a man, actually a human and a dog. And it can be quite dangerous. I don't know who he is or what his dog's like. So I walked on. And as I walked on, someone in the chat said, Wayne, turn around. I think he's there. So as I turned around, I'm about, say, 20, 30 yards, maybe a bit more, 50 yards away. There was a man that walked out of the tunnel with his dog, and he just stood there. Didn't walk towards me. He just stood there with his dog, and he did not move. And I just looked at him, and then he just turned around and walked through the tunnel again. So he came out of the tunnel and just stood there and just stared at me with his dog on a lead or a leash. And I was myself.
Or was he solid like a regular human?
He was solid. He was pure solid. So I'm not sure. I'm that far away from him. I couldn't make out if it is an actual apparition or was it actual a human. A living soul. So I don't know. But that was very weird, and I wanted to challenge it, I did, but I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like by water. you know, by a canal. If I get pushed in, you know, canals are not the safest place to get pushed into. So
Right.
I had to sort of make the choice of leaving it. I did. I left it, you know. So, but we caught all sorts, you know, that night. It was a very eerie night, very weird night.
That's an incredible story.
Yeah, and it ties into what you caught too.
Yeah.
It did,
And
yeah,
then the
yeah. It
story
all
is
tied in.
actually real, like you found
Oh yeah,
documents.
definitely. Like the murder was brutal. Like it's all in the press. It's all in the papers. You know what happened there, and it was awful.
So what kind of devices were you using to communicate?
I'm using the necrophonics. You know, back last year I'd done a lot of equipment, a lot of it. You know, so I was using things like that night. I was using the necrophonics. I was using the Paratech. I was using the EMF, laser pen, dowsing rods. I was, and I thought dowsing rods was a bit of a hit and miss because dowsing rods are used to protect water. I was next to water, so I thought it was like maybe not, but I just used them. Ghost balls, spirit balls, the sensor robot I was using. I wanted to use a smoke box, but I couldn't use that night, unfortunately, because of the wind. But apart from that, I mean, I used to use the basics like I normally do, you know, flashing light as well. So yeah.
So my favorite device to use when we go out is the REM pod.
Yeah, the REM pod's okay. I mean, we don't. I don't get really much readings here with the REM pod, with our one.
But the way I use it is, you know, you got your green, yellow, blue, and purple lights, right?
Yeah.
I ask the spirits questions, and then we have them. Blue means yes, green means no, and you won't believe the results we get doing that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I get a lot of intelligent answers.
It's good. Yeah. It is good when you get that, you know, where you get that intelligent answer, because I'm still like a child, you know, when I get something really good, I'm like, oh my God, do you see that? Wow, let's do it. Get the spirit. Amazing. Thank you. You know, you know, but this year I'm looking at investigations a whole different way. You know, I'm more of connecting with spirit than investigating this year. Last year was all about investigating, getting my feet out there, because I had one whole year see last year. Mm-hmm. And I thought, you know what, last year was about investigating, getting me out there, get my name out there and stuff like that. And this year it's about connecting, not just with spirit, but with other teams and with ourselves, you know, and really developing ourselves as well, you know. And that's why I'm pushing the mental health side of things now, the group that I've got with Zoe, and more spiritual as well, you know. So I'm doing investigations, I'm doing paranormal, but I'm also doing other projects as well, you know. So
yep, that's good. You know, you got to keep expanding your horizons, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So
continuously learning. Yeah.
So do you mean, when you're saying connecting with spirits more, do you mean like trying to help them?
Yeah, help them, understand them a bit more. I've got so many like ways of experience, because what it is, I had a really bad breakdown last year in November, December, and I had to come away from social media for a while. You know, I was still there, but I wasn't doing no lives. And in that time that I was away, because I didn't come back till February, so I was away for about 2 months, 3 months. I was away from. I was thinking, how can I improve myself? What can I make different this year? You know, and it's about how we connect with spirit. Mm-hmm. And I felt in myself, I needed to understand them a bit more. Okay, every spirit's different. You know, not one spirit's the same. Like us on Earth, every human's different. You know, and I felt like spirit had to have the same trait that it did have in this life. You know, so if they're not happy in this life, or they're grumpy or miserable, like, because not everyone's different, you know. They got to be that sort of same person in that life, you know.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at myself, how I investigate. I've been looking at other teams, how they investigate, and I'm just getting together, you know, a whole round image of how to investigate, you know. And I felt this year it's going to be more of connecting with spirit, as in building trust and some sort of relationship with spirit, you know. So what I've got is I've got this one location that I absolutely love, and I'm going to go there multiple times, 5, 10, 15, 20 times, whatever, and really work with spirit and see who we get through regular on those times, and then work with that spirit, okay, get some sort of understanding, a relationship going, you know, sort of thing, and build trust up, and then work. Hopefully that trust is there enough for him to show, or her to show himself, you know, and that's why spirit don't show themselves, because it's that trust, it's that, you know,
the manifestation part. Yeah,
exactly that. And the energy has to be good as well, because, you know, it takes a lot of energy for them to show themselves. So that's what my plan is this year, is really connected, but not only with spirit, with the other teams as well. You know, I want to get to know many more teams, and I want to understand how they do investigations, you know, because I might do something that you guys might like, and I might see what you guys like, what you guys do, sorry. So it's about learning from each other and building ourselves up as well. And, you know, so yeah, it is good. But fortunately in the UK, it doesn't happen that often, power unity. So, you know, it's what it is here.
It's the same here. Teams like to bash each other. Oh, you're not doing that right. We do this better than you, and blah, blah, blah. There's no right and wrong way, you know?
Nah, there is not. No, there is not. There is no one's an expert. Yeah, people's got qualifications in certain parts of the field. Fair, that's great, you know. But there's not a master. There's no experts. Right, you know, we are all learning. And you be in this field for like 2 minutes to 20 years, you know, it doesn't matter, because that person got more experience and knows certain things and how to communicate. Fantastic. But don't doubt a person that just started out, because one time you were there, you know, you was so exactly. I feel a lot of people lose their way and forget where they come from, and it is good to see teams working together. You know, I've got my own little circle that I got, you know, a few people that I work with, not many now. I had quite a few, but not many now. And you sort of learn. It's always learning a process in this field.
So I'm going to run an idea by you, Wayne, see what you think about it. I've had this idea. You know, spirits have to have energy to interact with us.
Yes.
Some may not have as much energy as others, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why sometimes even when you have your ovulis or whatever and you ask a question, it takes them 15 seconds or more to answer, because they have to build up that energy, you know, to answer.
Of course, yeah.
I've been thinking about building or purchasing a couple Tesla coils that emit static electricity into the air. Take those on an investigation, plug them in, turn them on, and see what happens.
Yes, it could. I mean, other equipment might give out false readings, but communication-wise,
no,
definitely.
The thing is you can't use your K2, you can't use your REM pod.
Yeah, of course. Right? Yeah, because they'll give out false readings, definitely.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So you turn them on for 15, 20 minutes while your team's getting all their gear together. Let that static electricity build up in the air. Yes. And then shut them off. Wait a couple minutes and then start your investigation and see if that gave the spirits enough energy to really interact.
Definitely. No, definitely. I try it, you know, I mean, everything's worth trying in this field, you know. I've got some crazy ideas, me. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I have some amazing ideas that I want to try. And to other people, they're thinking, whoa, that's a bit weird. Like, oh, what are you doing that for? You know? But it's all learning. It's all about getting out there and trying new things, you know. And that's just do it, and try. You know, I mean, call out beforehand, so they know that you're there to contact, they are listening, and then just bang those Tesla coils up and feel the energy. You know, and if you can feel it in your fingertips, because I always can feel like when I'm on investigation and my fingertips like go tingly, like spider sense, like I know there's something near, or I know there's something around. You know, because my hand goes blotchy. Like, so I get like a blotchy hand, like red, and it goes pale, but then it goes like little red dots come out. It's weird how my hands go. So, and that's when I know there's spirit around. And yeah, I mean, I would love to see it. I love to watch it and see what you guys get. Definitely.
I mean, I've noticed that we get a lot. Our team gets a lot more activity when there's not so much a thunderstorm over top of you, but when there's thunderstorms in the area.
Yeah, it's electronic.
Yep. The static.
Electric in the air. Static, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yep.
See, I would like to try and put this together. You know, we're all made up of an aura, and each one of us has a different colored aura.
Yeah.
And it means different things. Well, what if when you have a thermal imaging on and you're catching a silhouette of a spirit, and sometimes they're different colors, what if that color is their aura, and what if that's what they're feeling in the afterlife? So what if we can connect those two?
Exactly. It's like orbs as well. You get different color orbs. You know, I feel like that's their aura as well. That's their energy. You know. And I believe spirit can change mood. You know, you can have one calm spirit one day, and they are people. That's all they are. They are the souls of loved ones or people on this planet that have crossed over. You know, and I believe that the spirit can change its mood swings. You know, like we can. You know, so it's all different energies. You know, you can't always have positive all the time. It's impossible to have positive energy all the time. You know, you're going to have negativity. There has to be a balance. There has to be a balance in everything that we do in life. You know, so that's down to our energy. You know, we can't always be positive. We cannot be. We have to have negativity and positivity to have that balance within ourselves. You know. But
So
yeah, it sounds amazing. That does sound amazing, actually. That thermal camera.
I need to get a thermal imaging camera. I want to get it, and then I want to test that theory out. Like,
no,
but I have to catch spirits on it time after time to be able to analyze.
Oh yeah. You have to document
lots of data,
quite a few.
You know.
I know they make a thermal imaging camera for the iPhone. And it plugs in. Yeah, and it plugs in on the bottom. Yeah, I've got guys.
Yeah.
I own a safety company, Wayne, and I know guys that work in safety, and they've actually used them for, like, when they open up an electrical panel, they'll take it and they'll move it up and down. They look for the hot spots to see if there's something.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the FLIR.
FLIR. Yep.
Oh, right. I never heard of that. I haven't got an iPhone. I've got Android, but
you can get it for. There's different ones you can get for your specific phone. I do know that.
Right.
So check it out. Just
I will do.
Thermal imaging for cell phone or Android then.
Yeah, I will do, definitely.
So have you ever crossed a spirit over?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. Only once I've done it. I've been with other people. They've done it, of course. But I went down to Beaumont Park again. It's always at Beaumont Park. I went there again, and I went down to a place I call it the Troll Bridge. It's just like a wooden bridge in the park, random bridge. I don't know why it's there, but it's there. And I call it Troll Bridge. And weird. That's what I'm going to say, man. It's just weird. I did. Well, for me to tell you this, I've got to tell you what happened the night before, or a few nights before. I did an investigation there by myself, and I went down there. And I've always wanted to feel like, and I felt like there's something there, you know. I didn't know what, but I thought let's investigate, you know. So I went there by myself, and I set up my equipment and stuff, and a lot of it was active before camera. Then while camera's on, it goes dead. I don't know why that happens, but it does. And I got this woman come through, and I don't know. I looked in the history books, kind of like in the area of what happened to this woman and her past husband and her lover. I've looked, I can't find nothing. So unless it happened somewhere else and she came through to me there, I don't know. But she was tortured and murdered by her husband. And that's the sort of story that we got coming out, you know. That's because I go a lot of what the viewers say as well. So, and I have about a few psychic mediums in the chat, and they talk, and I do know them, you know, and I just got to go on what people say, what they say, you know, like, and just go with it, you know, just go with the flow sort of thing. And this woman was murdered. She was pregnant, and she was murdered by her husband because she fell in love with another man. And he was the father of that baby, her lover. And she loved him, not her husband, and she wanted to get away from her husband. But her husband was like holding on to her, saying, "Look, no, you can't cross over. You can't go into the white light," you know. So as that went on that night, it was all good. And then about 20 minutes, half an hour from the end, I started feeling a bit weary, a bit, like, don't know why. It just came on really strong. Like this, like it felt like a black blanket of darkness or whatever, like negativity just went over me. And I asked Ryan to come and pick me up, my old team member. And I've been in this park, remember, 100+ times. I know my way around. You blindfold me, I can walk around the park. I know exactly where to go. He had to guide me out. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what direction I was going to. And on the camera, you can hear me saying, "Oh, Ryan, where are we? Where are we?" And I was walking out in the middle of the road as well, like cars was going past, and I was walking out. I had no idea where I was. To me, that wasn't a park. To me, that was a field. It wasn't a park. I didn't see it as the park. And then I was like that. Ryan got me into his car. And I was like that till about 5 minutes from the house. And I was confused. I didn't know where I was. And to me, it felt like a massive field, a massive land with hills and loads of trees. There was no park there, no bandstand, there was no paths, nothing. It was just a massive field with trees around. And that's what I was seeing. So when I was walking out in the road, I was walking on a field. I wasn't walking on the road. It was weird, absolutely weird. So I went back the other night. I went back with my wife this time. And I thought, as me and my wife, we're married, we're in love, you know, like I love her and all this, let's use our energies combined. You know, I love and all that. Use all that energies that we got together combined. I took my dog as well, Scrappy. And we went back, and I thought, you know what, maybe it's time for a crossover. And I've been talking to another psychic medium, a lovely woman called Sharon Weston, an amazing woman. And she sort of like helped me to understand and to how to cross them over, you know, like what to do and stuff like that. And so I took down these like white lights. I took them down. I like done a little like walkway, you know, like a walkway, so they can go towards the white light. And so I did that. And so the lover and the wife and the lover went over first, and it was very quick. About 20 minutes, half an hour, it went on for. So it was very quick. And then out of nowhere, Sharon Weston was in the chat, so she was helping me and guided me through it. And out of nowhere, she said, "Wayne, the husband's gone over as well." So out of nowhere, so I wasn't even planning to send him over, and only them two. And he literally just, as she explained it, he said they went through, and then he just ran right behind, and he went through as well.
That's such an amazing feeling, isn't it?
Oh, it's all. I was emotional. It was amazing. It was like helping, and that's what it is, isn't it? Helping spirit. And I've been to like to a few of them. I've helped, you know, and And it is a good feeling that you can sort of like say, look, now you can start your next journey now. You know, you can start your next journey, you know, and it's a wonderful feeling to have. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It really is. Do you have any investigations coming up?
No, not really. Like I said, last week was being hectic.
Yeah.
We had 3 major storms here in 1 week.
Yeah.
In the UK. And the last one, Storm Ernest, destroyed my roof, and it collapsed my roof into my daughter's bedroom. So we lost everything: bunk beds, everything, wardrobes, all their toys, doll's house bedding, some clothes. It all had to be thrown away. So last week was a bit hard because I had a funeral as well. I had my granddad's funeral last Monday. So I had to deal with that. So I had to travel down south for that. And my wife got put into temporary accommodation, was in there for about a week in the temporary accommodation, about 5 days, 6 days. And yeah, so I've not done much in the paranormal field, just a few lives here and there and a few updates, you know. But I've got a few things planned. I've got a few lives planned. I'm doing a live called Day and Night. So that live is basically, I'm going to do 2 investigations in 1 day. So my plan is to drop the kids off at school, you know, and then walk to the location for 10, do an investigation, a normal investigation at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then at night time go back and do the exact same investigation, but at 10 o'clock at night, so 12 hours apart. And then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to weigh up the findings and see who comes through on both. I've got some time zone ones that I'm doing as well. So dates, times, numbers, things like that. Moon phases as well. I've got a few planned around with moon phases. And different investigations, you know, some with equipment, like my one I've done the other week, just with a flashlight and camera. You know, and things like that. Different ones.
Yeah.
Different methods.
So we just did an investigation about a week ago, and while we were there doing the interviews, they come in and said, "Hey, there's cups being thrown across the kitchen." And we went in there, and they'd already picked them up and put them back on the shelf. But we have reason to believe that A, there's a portal open in that establishment somewhere. B, we think that they have a jinn that's causing all this ruckus.
Right, okay.
Now, it did slide a steak knife, not off the table, but it made it so the blade was coming off the table, and it actually cut one of the employees' legs.
Why you was there?
No, this happened prior.
Okay.
But the owner's husband has always been a non-believer in the paranormal until that happened.
Right, okay.
He said, "There's no way I can put a steak knife out on the edge of the table, walk by it, and it's just going to move the blade over, right? Something was holding that blade rigid, so it would cut that employee."
Wow.
Now, there was another thing with that investigation as well. While we were doing the interviews, something was actually unplugging the cameras as well.
Yeah. Not only did it unplug the microphone out of the camera, it deleted the entire interview segment off of the memory card. So whatever's there does not want these people talking about it.
Though, I am wondering one thing, though. What if it was actually caught on camera and it didn't like that?
I don't know.
Because that could have been a possibility that it might have been seen on camera. I just didn't see it at the time.
Right.
And so it made sure that it was deleted so it wasn't known.
We were already having camera issues when you were doing the interview, Mark. And Alex, you said the cord came unplugged from the camera at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
But the thing is, the entire what did I do? 5 interviews?
Yeah.
They're non-existent.
Yeah.
They're not on the
Those
memory card at
two?
all. They're not on the memory card at all.
Like they're gone.
They're gone.
Everything on that card was gone. When we
They didn't want us to
put it in.
record at all.
I know.
No,
Have you had
they
stuff like that happen, Wayne?
EVP's gone missing, things like that. You know, I've had a spirit trying to turn me against my team. You know, and arguing with my team, things like that. You know, I think they can affect a lot of things that you do, like your mood and stuff. And if they want to separate your team, they will try what they can do to separate your team. You know, you know, I'm at the start of right at the start of the investigation, or my journey. I was very learning how to do like everything, you know, just teaching myself really how to do an investigation, watching other teams and stuff like that, you know. And when I get sort of a spirit comes too close to me, I go quiet. Okay, I go really quiet because I sort of allow them. I know it's weird. I shouldn't, but I do. And this one time was at a place called Devil's Woods. And I called different locations, got different names. I sort of give them their false names, you know, just to protect the location for one. You know, and this woods was part of a mental asylum. And there's there's rumors, there's not actual evidence, but there's rumors that patients were buried in these woods. So basically in unmarked graves. So they done experiments and stuff on mental health patients and ill patients, and if they went wrong, they would have buried them in these woods, and that's what we picked up. And I went to this one part of the woods, and we saw a load of black feathers sticking out of the ground. So they've been placed in the ground,
Right.
in different parts. My psychic medium at the time, she was saying, "We need to go. This is not good. I'm getting a really bad feeling. We need to go now, please." And I looked at her and went, "We ain't going nowhere." And that's what I said to her. We are not going nowhere. And then my face changed. She said that my face has changed. And that's because I let a spirit come too close.
You were being affected, yeah.
So, and we literally had, I was live and we had a little argument because I was affected, you know, so, well, yeah, I know what I do wrong now and I know what's right. And I know, like, no, spirit, you're too close, stay away. You know, I do that now, you know, but when you start off, you don't understand that sort of way of doing things, you know, so. But yeah, very interesting place. I've been to a few interesting places, you know, but yeah, definitely interested. I've done quite a few transfigurations as well with Black Mirrors. Yeah, I just enjoy the paranormal. I really do.
Well, I got to get off here. I'm babysitting, but I'm so sorry. It was good meeting you, Wayne.
Yeah, thank you, Barb.
And maybe next time I won't be busy. But bless you and be careful.
Will do. You too. Nice seeing you.
Yep. Thanks. Bye.
All
Sorry.
right.
I'm back. I had to run really quick.
This is like the Royal Rumble. We started with 6, we're down to 4.
Yeah, like what the heck? No, actually, no. This wouldn't be a Royal Rumble. This would be a Battle Royal.
Yeah, Battle Royal. There you go.
Wrestling nerd here.
King of the Ring.
So where can everyone catch your lives at?
On Facebook, you type in Spirits Within, it'll come up. We actually changed our profile picture now, and we've got a new sort of name. I mean, we've always been known as Spirits Within, but we are joined. Like I said, we're doing more with mental health now. With our mental health group. So we're called Spirits Within, where minds that matter. So that's our team basically called now. And yeah, we're on Facebook. I do TikTok as well and Instagram, but that's mainly private projects like photographs and
Right.
photography and things like that, you know. So yeah, I've got a lot going on. I'm looking forward to this year. I'm looking forward to what comes and what happens and people that I meet and investigations that I go on. That's all really.
So, what do you do to help people with their mental health? How do you guys help?
So we're not. We're mainly more awareness. We do. So what it is, it's got Zoe and myself, and we always keep mental health away from the paranormal. So as we look at it, we have three circles. Okay, and the two outer circles overlap the one in the middle. So on the left we've got paranormal. On the right we've got mental health. And the circle in the middle is spiritual. So spiritual can help mental health, and spiritual can help within the paranormal. You know, so and then what we do is we never connect paranormal with mental health, never, and it should never ever be connected. Okay, you've got mental health issues, or you got anything within that mental health, anxiety, depression, you know, anything like that, you should not be doing paranormal. Because if you're really down one day and really upset and really depressed and really like anxious and really bad with anxiety, if you do a investigation and a negative spirit comes and folds with you, they will feed off that, and they will feed and feed and feed. So it's good to say, look, no, I'm not. My mind's not right. I'm staying away for a while. You get yourself worked on, and then maybe come back. You know, when you're ready.
Right.
And that's what I did. You know, I went away. I came back. And with the mental health side, what it is, we do talks and we do morning chats. We get a lot of people on my page that come on, and they are normally really upset, or they're really down, or with COVID and now the war going on with Ukraine, it's affecting a lot of people. Okay, and you might not be related to anyone in Ukraine, but that just also affects them. You know, just to know that there's a war going on at the moment really could affect someone else. So we just go on these lives and we just talk about anything, you know. I normally do coffee mornings or tea afternoons. I go on, it's like what I'm doing now, just general chit chat. Hi, how are you doing? What's your day like? Anything you want to talk about, you know, like things like that. And like, but basically an ear for them to talk to. And then we also do topics, you know, so bullying, you know, it's one of my pet hates, and we go on there and we talk about different type of bullying, and it's mainly awareness that we do. Okay, everybody on my team has been through something within mental health, something. You know, me and my wife, we lost a son, so we went through that of losing a child, you know, and child awareness. I've been bullied, you know, all sorts of bullying on me, you know, from the age of 6 years to 16. You know, I've almost attempted suicide as well. So I've been through dark places, you know what I mean, like really dark. And I've been through counseling and medication and stuff like that in my life, you know. So for me, I've got a lot of life experience, you know, within that field. And so my other team do all sorts, even quite horrific experiences as well. You can just imagine sort of thing. So I don't want to say too much, but and we all basically share our stories, our own personal stories, and how we dealt with it and how we came out of the dark time. You know, and it does help. It helps people, you know.
Off your chest, yeah. Have you ever had a client call you and say, hey, I've got spirits talking to me and blah, 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 and you go down there and your instruments get no readings whatsoever, you don't feel anything yourself, which is, of course, your own, that's your first instrument, is your own feelings and your sensories. You don't feel anything.
Yeah.
And then, you know, have you ever had someone that was mentally ill kind of using the paranormal in a way to call out for help?
Yeah, I feel maybe one or two.
Yeah, we've had one.
Yeah, one or two, and I think we've had where we question it. And they would message us constantly, like day and night,
Yes.
constantly messaging. And we had to say to them, look, we are not specialists. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. You know, I've only got life experiences. But here's the website. Here's numbers. Here's email addresses.
Yeah.
Go and contact someone. Go to your local doctor and have a chat with him. You know?
We had a guy, he was calling me, messaging me constantly, you know. And we went down to his house and we walked around and we were getting no readings, nothing. I mean, just zip. And I told him, I says, you know, hey, guy, we're not getting anything. He goes, how can you not? He says, it's right here. Can't you see it? It's right here. And there's nothing there, you know. And so finally he called me, he goes, you know, I says, I called the police yesterday. I said, for what? I told them to come down and arrest this thing. Well, the police got involved, thank God, and they got him the help he needed. He's now in a hospital. He's getting the medications he needs, and he's actually getting straightened out.
Yeah, I see a lot of things, you know, a lot of people, I reckon, you know, it's down to their mental health. They hallucinate, and sometimes they see things that are not truly there. You know, I've never came across that as such. One of my stories that I came across was a woman that her pets all died in this one room. And I felt like she was seeing them constantly. We went there, we picked nothing up, nothing, you know, and like yourself, you know. We had some strange readings from the woods in the back garden because our house goes onto some massive woods, I mean, dense woods. And I thought maybe it's coming from the woods, you know, into a house, you know, maybe. Went to the woods, yeah, it felt a bit creepy, but nothing really there, no. So I'm thinking, well, is it because we lost so many animals? And she said that she lost a lot of animals. I mean, a few cats, a few dogs, you know, and they've all died in this one room in the house.
Oh, that's weird.
You know, could it be something causing that in that room? Like I said, I was when I went there, we picked up nothing. I said to her, do you want me to come back and we do a thorough investigation? She went, no. So I honestly don't know, was it her seeing things or whatever, or was it actual the house? We will never know because I'd never gone back. But I do imagine there's quite a few people, or if not a load of people out there that do see stuff, and it's down to their mental health because they're not taking their medication and some sort as well. So unless you investigate, who knows? You know, who knows? Because I honestly believe as well, flip the coin, a lot of people do see stuff and they do witness stuff, and if they go to the doctors and say stuff, they are put on medication for no purpose of their own. You know, it's like the mental health asylums over here, you know, with mental health. They used to torture people for not understanding what they were seeing or what they were believing in, you know. So who knows unless you're there investigating.
It's crazy, you know.
It is, yeah.
So do you think, I wanted to ask one thing. Do you think that being bullied and the trauma that you went through and all that kind of made you closer to the spiritual realm, the paranormal realm? Like,
I was different. I believe I was different to most of my people growing up, you know. And that's where I think this negative, I won't say it's negative, but this attachment came from. I believe that I could have summoned it without knowing what I was doing at that time with my thoughts and all sorts, you know. So I believe it's been with me for all my life. And is it going to go anywhere? No. I think it's that attached to me now without me knowing it's there all these years. It's probably got so strong with me and it's become a part of me, you know. So I feel that my experiences in life have taught me a lot of lessons, you know, and it's sort of like made me grow to the person I am today. Because if I went back to the person that I was, let's say in my 20s, late 20s, Sorry, I would never have liked myself. Before I met my wife, I was a completely different person. So I've sort of grown and learned, learned it in a way, and now my children, I've got to teach my children lessons that I've learned, and pass it on to them. I mean, my daughter started seeing stuff, and she's only 8 years old. You know what I mean? So she comes down and says, "Dad, I've seen a fairy. I've seen a fairy." And I know it's children's imaginations, but what if she has seen a fairy? Like we're adults, we're thinking maybe you have, or maybe we'll say it came to her as an image of a fairy. Who knows? It's her eyes. I'm not in her brain. I'm not in her eye socket. I can't see what she sees.
Exactly. And they
And then
can
I've got
see and hear more than we can because their minds are more open
exactly
when they're younger. So you never know, you don't know. And then being in the paranormal field, that you believe that there's other things out there besides, just us. So we have to believe our kids. But then, they have an imagination, but you gotta listen to your kids, believe them. I mean, because we know what's out there. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, her imagination is amazing, and I always thrive on that. I feel like as adults, sometimes we can lose that, and I feel like children need to be thrived on with their imagination. I was always brought up with, be yourself, be who you are, and don't care what other people think. I've always been brought up that way, But my dad was like, you got to grow up sometime, you got to get a job and do this and do that. And so I did, and I mean, my imagination's still there, but not as good as it used to be, but my daughter, she's so strong. And my son as well, Jacob, he's very emotional and he's very strong person. And I feel like he's very an old spirit, an old soul he has got. So, by me doing this and me learning this way of life and paranormal, you sort of adapt and you sort of look at people and you see them like, oh, you got an old soul in you, like. And now my daughter talks as well. Like she's been on this earth before. My daughter has, for sure. And how her imagination is amazing. Like she can come up with she does Destiny story time, and she goes on and she puts like Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast together. Like she can combine a story together. So, but yeah, I'm doing Destiny story time, and I'm doing like getting my kids involved a bit with the paranormal as well. Not what I do. Because I don't believe no child should do what I do, but I want to know what a child thinks of a paranormal. Like asking them questions. What do you think a ghost is? What do you think a spirit is? Questions that a kid can understand, but keep them safe as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like you hear people, just like Lindsay is on here. She says, my 2-year-old constantly talks about the ghost here. I would question that and say, is the spirit that the 2-year-old is seeing, is it a child? Is she seeing a child spirit?
Yeah.
Or an adult?
I'll definitely challenge it, definitely. And I'll even talk to the child itself, come down to her level and say,
if they're seeing another child or if they're seeing an adult.
Can you draw a picture of what the spirit looks like, and things like that. You got to always think out the box. Think out the box, But yeah, it's I've got a lot more projects. I've got a lot more ideas within the field and different ways of doing things. I've got so much to give, I feel, and my aim is to get an apparition. That's my goal.
Oh. So this started when Lindsay's mom passed away.
Okay.
So grandma looking in on the granddaughter.
Could be.
It could be. I mean, it's been recorded in the past and evidence of that as well, where a grandma or grandparent or granddad or comes back and a kid that's not or a child that's not even born when they pass. They come back and they pick a picture. I've seen her, and they point to a picture. You know, I've seen her before.
Mhm.
You know, it's been record. You know, weird things have happened. Like she'll have come back and said, "I've lived a past life, and here I live. This is my name, and this is my sister, my mother, and all this." And they go to the place where that child stays, and it all turns out true.
All there, yeah.
You've
know,
got some really good ideas.
And the latest one, the latest one that I've seen is unfortunately 9/11. Some children now are saying that they remember 9/11, and they weren't even born then.
Wow.
Yep, I've heard of that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. If you search it up, 9/11, the children, some child, I think some little girl, she's barely, I think she's like 3 years old, 4 years old, and she remembers being in the office on the plane.
Oh wow!
So
Like a couple of years ago, they said that 9/11 was like a few years ago going to be for the first time taught as like a historical event and not a recent event. It's kind of weird when they mentioned that. I was like, oh, already?
yeah, we over here we still learn about World War One and World War Two. They still do all that here,
Which is good. Always know
it is good. It's good to know about our past, about where we come from, you know. But I feel over here there's too much history and not much about today's life goals and how life works.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I go to my son now, you know, he's 16, he's in college, and I go to him, can you manage your life? Can you know what bills are? Can you work out your money? Can you do this? He'll have no idea.
And that definitely is something that should be obviously taught.
Yeah, I mean, like days like this, how we live today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think learning history is fantastic, and yeah, definitely go to college or go to university and do your history majors, whatever you want to do. In that, fantastic, you know. But I think schooling today should be learned about this, and not just this. I think paranormal and spiritual should be more out there as well.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Well, I tell you, around the world, we need more people going to vocational schools and learning how to run, you know, CNC machines and lathes and doing, you know, we need tradespeople because they're retiring now and there's no one to fill their shoes.
Welders.
Yeah, welders too. You know, I mean,
Gardening too. Cooking.
yeah, no one. The kids today it's. I think the generation today will be always about technology, about this life. You know, they want to be the next YouTube star. They want to be the next footballer. They want to be, you know, the next coach or, you know, social media influencer. You know, they want to be that sort of person. You know, like I said, you know.
Then unfortunately, not everyone can achieve that.
No, you always have to have a second plan, like a second backup plan. You know,
second, third, fourth backup plans too.
Pardon?
Not only do you need a second backup plan, you need a third and a fourth one as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I was in the army, in the Royal Signals over here. I went in the army straight from basically school. I went straight or college straight into the army, and I was set. That's my life. I'm done now. You know, like me, like I'm done. I'm in the army. I'll retire, and that's it. You know, but I got injured. I couldn't go back in the army. You know what I mean? So I had to come up with a different plan, and then in retail, and I got my my A level in sales, and that. So I came like assistant manager in shop work, basically in sales. So that was my plan, and then I went on to security. So you always got to have different skills behind you, you know. And that's why I'm so good. I'm not saying I'm good, but I'm that's why I'm so comfortable on camera, because I've done the sales. I can talk, you know, sort of thing, and I've got good communication skills and stuff like that. So it all comes into play, into act, correct, you know.
Yep.
So, but it wasn't for my injury, I'd probably still be in the army. You know what I mean? So,
So one more question, and I think we'll wrap it up because I know it's really early there and it's getting
almost
late
3
here.
3
I
3
know.
3 a.m.
So, where do you see yourself going with your team in the next, say, 5 years? Where do you hope to be at?
Probably on TV, meeting the Queen. No, I'm joking. No, I don't want to do TV. Never want to do TV. Never. I don't like TV like at all. Better times with the paranormal. Mainly just 5 years from now. Well, me and my wife are moving hopefully next year to Blackpool. So, and we want to go into the B&B business. So I want to do that sort of lifestyle, you know, and work for ourselves that way. But mainly doing classes mainly, and I've got one starting this year. I've got a class starting in March, and it runs for 6 months, and it's all free. Everything I do is free, no payment, nothing like that. I believe education should be free, and I am going to be doing how to be a paranormal investigator, basically. So, getting people involved into the field, why you want to do it, what protection do you use, what equipment do you go to, I mean, what do you use, what locations is safe to go to, how do you go about doing an investigation, what evidence do you find, where do you store it, how do you share it, things like that, you know. So it'd be like a course for people to get involved with the paranormal. And I want more people to get involved. Even if you're a skeptic, get involved with the paranormal, you know, because you never know what you'll experience. You know, I know many skeptics now are true believers. Okay, so it's just go with it and experience it. You know, if you do it, you don't like it, fantastic. You know, try something else in life. But everybody needs to experience something within the paranormal. So in 5 years, probably doing like a few courses and traveling as well. I want to come to America. I honestly do. There's so many people in America that I want to visit and places I want to see. You know, so I want to go to Japan to visit a lovely woman over there called Irene. So I want to go visit her as well. Australia, I want to go there to visit Heretic Paranormal. So lovely women over there. So there's so many places. I just want to go to many locations as well. So hopefully I win the lottery.
There you go.
Hopefully.
Yes.
That's something we're all
When you get to B&B, make sure it's a haunted B&B.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's a
No, definitely. I will be doing. I will be. I've always said it under that. You know, come to one of the haunted rooms in the UK. You know, but it's. I am looking forward to it. You know, I'm looking forward to whatever comes. But at the moment, I'm focusing on like I said, connecting with spirit, connecting with other teams, get to know people. If it wasn't for doing this, you know, or doing anything like this, I would never met the people I met today. I would never met you, probably, guys. You know, so everything happens for a reason, and I believe that everybody comes into your life for a reason. You know, so just enjoy life and go with it and make the most of it. You know.
Well, when you come to America, come to Peoria. We'll go investigate together.
Yeah, that'd be good.
There
It'd be
we
good.
go.
Definitely.
I've been invited to Yellowstone. Not Yellowstone. Sorry, Tombstone.
Oh,
So that's one of the places. That's one of the things I want to go to, and I want to go to the Skinwalkers Ranch.
Yes. I want to
Yep.
go there too. I love that place. Like
I've seen so many
by it.
videos on Skinwalkers, and it really intrigues me. It really does. So I want to go. I'm a sort of a daring person. So like, if there's risks, I'll just take it. You know, I've been some locations over here very dangerous where I could have lost my life.
We went to one place and the guy told us, he goes, now you girls, he says, don't go down the basement. There's a spirit down there that hates women. Barb immediately grabbed her stuff and went right to the basement.
Damn right. That's
I
right.
remember that story. She was just like, all right.
I was like, Barb, no, you're not going down there alone. I'm coming with. She's like, no, I'm fine. But I went with her anyway.
Yeah, at least you were with her.
Yeah, that's why we do this, you know. I believe that we are investigators, we're paranormal investigators, but we've also got a bit of exploring inside us as well, a bit of urban exploring. You see what I mean? So when we go to a location, it's we thrive off what we're getting, or you know, if it's quiet, it's quiet. You know, not every investigation you go to, you get everything. It's these teams that go out all the time and say, I get everything every time. I'm getting something, or there's a demon everywhere we go. There's something. No, sorry, but there is not.
Yeah,
that's why skepticals are skeptical, because
exactly that. You know, and the thing with TV as well, I don't do TV because I like watching it for the entertainment value. Okay, but I don't believe half the stuff. Things like Most Haunted. You know, I think it's impossible to go to every location to get something every time. And they only air stuff that I feel that sometimes it can be fake. Maybe, like I said, you know, it's my opinion, but I would never do TV because you got to do this at a certain time. You got to be in this place at a certain time. You got to say this, you got to say that. There's always cuts, there's always takes. And that takes the realism, the real of it all away. You know what I mean? Like, I like going live, rare footage, raw footage of where we're at, you know, and I like interacting with the viewers as well, you know, and I like talking to them, and it wasn't for the viewers, I wouldn't be doing this, you know. So they are everything, you know, the viewers are everything.
Oh yeah.
So,
yes. If we didn't have our viewers, then what would we be doing, you know?
So yeah, but like I said, I am really stoked. You know, I've got my South team, I've got a North team, I've got two teams in one team. Because like I said, my sister, my mum, my brother, my brother's girlfriend, they run the South team in Milton Keynes, and I'm by myself with my wife, of course, up in the North team.
Yeah, we've got 8 people in our group. We've got 4 investigators and 4 camera people.
Oh, so, amazing!
So when we go, you know, it's usually Alicia and I are one team, and then Barb and Tammy are the other team, and then I like Alex to be my camera guy. He's pretty reliable, pretty steady-handed.
I never feel like I'm steady-handed, but yet somehow I am.
Yeah, your videos are spot on, bro. I mean, they're good. But
I had a camera person, but unfortunately that person's left.
Yeah,
I had a camera person, but that person's left. So now my camera person is my tripod. So
you know, a lot of people don't understand, Wayne. They don't understand how much this paranormal equipment costs.
It's
real, especially when you start buying the 4K cameras, the IR lights. You know, the stuff to actually make your episodes and your little 30-second clips, and then the editing software, and then you have to learn the editing software, and
then you have to use all that time on the editing software.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot. You know, there's so much time into going through it as well, because you got to think of a location. Is that location open? So you got to do a recce, go out there and recce and see if it's open, see if it's accessible, you know, to get in, or if it's woods, then you know it's open, but still, is it safe to go there? You know, what the weather's like on that day. You know, you got to look at that. You got to look at all the elements of it all.
Good locations cost $300, $400, $500 to get in.
Yeah, there's one location over here that I'd love to do, but I ain't got $2,000.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that's just rent out a part of a castle, a part. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? $2,000, and it's absolutely nuts. You know. But yeah, it's and what equipment do you want? You know, we spent a lot. You know, a few grand on equipment at least.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you got the insurance as well. You know, you got to insure everything. Make sure if it damages, you can claim back on insurance. You know, you need public liability insurance as well for location. Some people won't let you go and investigate without a bit of insurance to cover yourselves. You know, then you need first aid kits and things like that in case someone hurts themselves or falls over. You need a bit of first aid. You know, like if you're a business, then you need an accident book. You need all that as well. It's a lot. It is a hell of a lot because it's not just waking up one morning. Well, I'm going to investigate tonight. No, you got to plan things.
We actually had a leader in another group that did that.
Yeah, you can do it. You know, you can do it. I mean, you can get up one day and look, I'm going.
But I mean, you would call a spur of the moment, like, hey, let's go do this location. We're all like, yeah, I'd be like, I'm in a friend's house at a birthday party. You know, I mean, you gotta let us know a day or two ahead of time so we can clear our schedules.
Exactly. If you're by yourself, you can do that. But if you've got a team and they come with you, you got to plan things. Make sure everyone's free to be there and get there. Right. You know. Right. It's important that we do that. We plan around and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy.
I even set up a Google Calendar for our team so you can put down what days you have to have off and stuff. So I can look on there and say, okay, this we can't do this, can't do this. So
yeah, I do that with my team. My team lets me know when they're available and when they're not. You know. Unfortunately, my mum, her health is a hit or miss with my mum. You know, she suffers with a bad back, and some days she's fine, some days she's not fine. You know, so with my mum, down south team, at the moment because it's winter here and it's very cold and damp and wet, the cold plays on her back. You know, I mean, so she hasn't done much with the investigations for a while. But when spring comes and summer comes, she'll be out with the team. You know, and she does. She goes out with the team. You know, so
real MVP.
Yeah, she is amazing. She truly is. My whole team is. You know, I've got Sam as well. I've got to mention Sam. Sam is an amazing woman. She does my posts, my book on Facebook. So you go on my Facebook and you see these history stories, all these little posts. She puts them up. Yeah. And she basically she does that. So everyone in my team's got a different job. I'm the owner. I do the posters. Yeah. I do the contacts. I contact other teams and like do this sort of lives and stuff like that. Then you've got my wife. She's co-owner, but she has a full-time job. She's a deputy manager, so she's not really doing much on the team at the moment, but she's here. You know what I mean? Like she's around.
Yeah.
Then you got my sister Kylie. She owns the South team. She runs the South team. So she is that. She's a paranormal investigator. Then you got my mum and Aaron that does history. And they look up the research and stuff. I don't know about the history before I go to a location. I like going blinded. And then whatever I find, whatever reasons I get, because sometimes you sort of like, if you know the history, and so it comes out, you sort of can know and, oh, that happened. No, I want to go in blind, get all the evidence down, then go and look at the history and see what we can match up. That's how we do things here. Mm-hmm. So then you got Kylie, she runs the South team. You got Aaron, he's cameraman, along with his girlfriend Casey. She's a driver as well. And then you've got my mods, and I've got quite a few mods. Karen from Wales is a mod and amazing woman. Then you've got Sam, she mods now and then, and you got my mum. So we all sort of do crossover jobs as well, you know. But we all got a set position, a set job, you know.
Yep. Well, so, man, what, past 3 o'clock in the morning there where you're at? Going 3:30?
10 past 3 in the morning. And I'm going to be up at 7.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much, Wayne, for coming on. Guys, if you're still watching, everyone who's still watching, everyone that comes on to watch, make sure you go head over to Wayne's team on Facebook, Spirits Within. What was it again? You changed it.
Just write in Spirits Within. It will probably be Spirits Within Paranormal because I ain't changed over the name yet. But just type in Spirits Within, and then my logo is Spirits Within, where minds that matter.
Okay. Yeah, go over there, guys. Go check them out, and they do their lives. And I believe I heard you talk about you do tarot readings too. Sometimes?
Yeah, I do cards. No, I do oracle cards. Yeah, I do oracle cards. I am learning tarot cards. They're pretty hard to do. But I'm doing oracle cards at the moment. I'm doing runes, Norse runes, Viking runes. I'm learning them at the moment. Palm readings, I'm learning them at the moment. Demonology, I'm learning about that as well. Witchcraft and Wicca, on that sort of thing as well. I want to learn a bit more about that. But yeah, oracle cards, we do positive readings. Like I said, I'm not a psychic medium, so I can't tell someone their future or their past, whatever. I don't know, But what I do is I use oracle cards, and then I tell someone something positive. So I use it as a really shitty day or really bad day, whatever. I try and build them up for like 10 minutes, and that 10 minutes could change someone. So that's what I do,
Well, thank you so much, Wayne. Thank you. We appreciate you. I know it's really early and you got to wake up in a few hours. So thank you so much for coming on. We had a good time.
Yeah.
No, I did. It's nice meeting you all.
Okay. Oh, have a good night, Wayne. Thank
you.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Goodbye.
So really quick, guys, next Tuesday, we're going to be doing another podcast at 7:30, and we will have Ed. He is a shaman, and he is from my neck of the woods. So stay tuned, and we'll hear Barb's journey to Davenport to meet him and what all he did for him and Mike, and get some insider into shamans.
That's awesome.
So thank you all.
It's gonna be a good episode.
Thank you. Have a good night. God bless everybody.
Good night, guys.
Take care, everyone.